Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with another video for you from the K1 Visa Green Card channel. I'm not an immigration attorney, I don't give you legal advice, I don't work for USCIS, but I got 13 years experience processing K1 visas and green cards, including my beautiful wife Karina from Venezuela. This video is about USCIS Form I-751 and K2s and K1s. So you brought your beautiful beneficiary to the United States to get married on a K1 visa, and she or he brought his or her K2 child with him or her. Okay, so the child came in on a K2 visa and you got married within 90 days as per the law says, and you've been collecting evidence for the past 2 years, and you're getting ready to lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card, which expires within 90 days. You're going to lift the conditions off of that green card and file for the 10-year green card, but you have a K2. Now, when you filed for the green cards, you had to file separate 485s for your wife or husband and for the child or children. You filed separate I-485s, you filed separate 864s, you got repeat medical exams for everybody, and you paid for the visa fee, the green card fees separately for each person. Okay, now you're getting ready to lift the conditions off of your 2-year green cards, and you have a K2 child with a green card that was issued on the same day as your wife's or husband's. So you look at the green card of your husband or wife, and you see the expiration date, and you're now within 90 days of expiration. You look at your child's green card under the K2, and the child's expiration date is the same as your husband or wife's. So that means that you can file the I-751 one time for both your K1 beneficiary and your K2 beneficiary. You don't have to file separate forms as long as the child came into the United States at the same time or within 90 days of your husband or wife. Now, if your K2 came into the United States 6 months later, they finished up school, for example, then you would have to file a separate I-751. But if your K2 child came into the United States at the same time as your new husband or wife, you fill out the I-751 using the correct edition date from the USCISforms.gov. You fill out one I-751, but the only thing that you have to do differently is you have to pay separate biometric fees. So the cost of the I-751, including the biometrics for your new husband or wife, if you do the paper filing, which I recommend, is $750. Then you're going to fill out a separate payment of $85 for your K2. That's going to be on the same I-751 paperwork. I recommend you use Form G1650. G1650. You fill out the G1650 for your husband or wife, and then you go to the bank and tell your bank that you're going to be paying for this green card benefit, and then you fill out a G1650 for your child, your K2 child, for $85. You put down your bank account information, and you once again you tell your bank that you're fixing to do this. So you've got all the evidence collected for your husband or wife that came to the United States as a foreign national. You've got all the evidence. You're fixing to file the 751, and you're going to include your child on the I-751 if they came into the United States together at the same time. You've got evidence for your child. You've enrolled them in school, or if they've graduated from college or high school or whatever, and they've started a job. You're going to include evidence in the 751 package of your wife and husband and or any children. Okay? But I repeat, if you brought the child into the United States at the same time as your new husband or wife, you file one I-751. You do not have to repeat the medical exam for the child or your wife or husband. You don't have to include a copy of Form I-94, okay, or the K1 or the K2 visas in the passports. You don't have to include that paperwork anymore. And I'll repeat, you don't have to repeat the medical exam. But you must put together a fantastic green card application. Boom. Like I said, you must put together a fantastic green card application for the 10-year green card and send it via UPS, via FedEx, DHL. Use a courier service. Don't use the postal service, and ship out your 10-year green card application for your husband and wife and or any children in the same box, and make sure you make no mistakes on the 751. This is a joint application, husband and wife applying for a 10-year green card jointly. You are still married to each other, you are still happily married, and you have been collecting evidence for the last 2 years. That's going to overwhelm immigration with so much paperwork that they are going to approve your 10-year green card. And don't make any mistakes on the paperwork. And yes, you can include your child on the one I-751 so long as your child arrives at the same time or within 90 days of your wife or husband. Thanks for watching the videos, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm here to help you. I've been doing this a long time. I've helped people for years get their green cards and K-1 visas approved as long as you qualify for the benefit. I also do a live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central if you want to join me on a live stream. And well, sometimes I'll take a night off, and I also make these videos not to help me, but to help you. Okay? These videos are made to help you because I'm all about family reunification and overcoming all these obstacles that you feel like you are facing going through this immigration process. See you at the next live stream. And also, if you want to join as a member, if you do join up as a member, you get my email address and my phone number, and you can call me and text me 7 days a week with any of your immigration questions. Okay, but it's not legal advice. It's just 13 years of experience. See you at the next live stream, and hang in there.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.